This video demonstrates creating and controlling video buttons in MediaShow. With the button set loaded, select Edit and then an empty button, and then select Video from your media options. You'll be taken to the default media directory installed with MediaShow. Here I'm going to select from our Samples folder. In the Impact Clip folder, there's this short Impact Clip MP4 and several associated subtitle files. Select the video and click Open. I'm going to use the playback slider in the control section to show that the video is loaded in our display window. Now, when a video is loaded and you're in editing, you can control several settings with this config section. The first are the start and end time and frame for the video clip. Notice that by changing the start and end sliders, you can control the length of the clip that will be assigned to the button. In this way, you can crop out sections of a video or chop a single video into several buttons for playback. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to use the full video clip. There's a setting for zoom and bump which control the size and position of the video on the screen. Zoom will zoom out and zoom into the video, reducing and enlarging it, and bump controls the position vertically from the bottom of the screen to the top, with 50% being in the middle and 0% being at the bottom. Note also that if the zoom is set to 100%, that will fill the display screen as much as possible, and the bump value will have no meaning. The next setting is a background image, which you can place behind your video. For full screen videos, this also has no meaning, but you may want to reduce the size of your video and then drop an image behind it. This will be explained further in a different video demo about sample videos on a background. The final setting in this section is maximum volume. This is for videos with audio that is louder than expected or louder in compared to other video buttons you have set. Or perhaps even the audio is so loud it distorts in your speakers. In that case, you could change the maximum volume that this button will allow the audio to be set to when the video is triggered. In general, for most videos, you'd want it set to 10 to give you full range of the audio for that video file. Now, as you saw when we were looking at the video file in the folders, there's several subtitles associated with this video file. By default, MediaShow will load the English one if available. In this case, we don't see them yet because the subtitle preset is off and the subtitle button is toggled off. Here I will toggle on the subtitle button and you can see the subtitles at the bottom of the screen. You can control the settings for the subtitles by coming into this section and controlling font size and position. You can increase the font size from a setting of 1 to 30, a relative setting. In general, smaller sizes are better on all planetarium domes, and a position where 0% is pinned to the very bottom of the screen. And as you raise the percentage up, the subtitles will go to the top of the screen. Again, in general, we found that most settings of small percentages and small font sizes look best on all planetarium domes. As you remember from the Impact Clip folder, there were many other subtitle language files available. These are all detected by MediaShow and displayed here in this language pop-up. At any time, you can change to a different language, for instance, Korean, and see the result on the screen. Here I'll increase the font size to make it easier to see. So you can change from any available language and even scrub the file to see the subtitles change. The language set here, it will be the default language loaded for the button during playback. Lastly, we have 3 presets, similar to the presets for sequences. First is Autoplay. If selected, when the button is selected, the video will begin playing automatically, meaning you don't have to go to the control here and push play in addition to the button trigger. Loop will toggle the button to loop or not. You can always change that again in live playback using the control loop button. And lastly, subtitles. Are subtitles on by default or not when the button is triggered? So subtitles can be on when you trigger or off. You can also change that on the fly in the control section by toggling the subtitle caption button next to the playback slider. Don't forget that the last thing you'll want to do before you save your button is to set an icon by first choosing a nice frame of the video that you like and clicking the Set Icon button. Name your button, Impact Clip with Chinese, and remember to save or save set. As you notice, our button is auto-playing as soon as I trigger the button. Toggle off the audio, but our subtitles are not on screen because we did not turn on our subtitle preset, but we can turn our subtitles on the fly. Note also one other keyboard shortcut. By holding down the Control key and clicking on the subtitle button, I have instant access to the available languages. So if, for instance, I had made a mistake, or if I simply wanted to change languages mid-show, I could change it to English and then return to playback. Turn my audio back on and enjoy the remainder of the program.
They may be the most attractive places near Earth.
So that is creating and controlling video buttons in MediaShow.